Hi guys, welcome to PSI. I'm Mac. I'm here to show you a video. This video is entitled A Real Investigation at 30 East Drive, and this is by somebody called Debunking with Doodle. Let me enlarge the screen. So what I'm going to do is, I have gone through sections of this, I've taken notes. This is really just a bit of advice for Doodle, as I believe she is starting out in investigating. I do believe this has got the wrong title, A Real Investigation at 30 East Drive. It's not. When you go investigating, you should first of all obviously check out the property, have floor plans. You've got to know where you are, where the dangers are and everything, and you kind of got to do what we call baseline readings. There's none of that done through this at all. There's no readings taken at the beginning, so you can match up whatever happens, you know what I mean, like temperature change, EMF spikes, sound, humidity, static, pretty much anything like that. So I've taken notes. I have reviewed this. You know, I think things need to change. Doodle is here with some other people, and these other people who claim to be debunkers possibly should know that some of the things what happened in this video shouldn't have happened, especially like the K2 and the Catballs. But we'll come to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in. This is by no means an attack at anyone. This is me just reviewing as somebody asked me to review it. So I'm going to review it. It's just basically, I hope you take something away from this. So let's jump in at round about 2 minutes 30. Doodle actually says here they're going to use no electronics, and the things they are going to use are kind of have to be touched to activate. So let's just watch Doodle say this.
Hi. Tonight we've not got anything electronic. There's going to be no tomfoolery, nothing
Electronic, guys.
that's going to be set off.
Nothing that's going to be set off.
Everything's all manual. You've got to actually use pressure on the items to set them off, and hopefully we'll catch something for you all. And I love your faces.
So they didn't catch anything. I'm just saying that it's not a spoiler. You know, with a title like A Real Investigation at 30 East Drive, that is what I was expecting. I didn't see that, but as I said, Doodle is just learning. There's people with her who could have pointed a few things out to her, but let's jump. We'll leave that for now. We will come back to it. Let's go over to 3 minutes and 12. A bad habit here which Doodle has, I don't personally like this. Some of you guys may, but to me this is not a real investigation. She has a habit, and so do a few of the other debunkers that are with her, of constantly having the camera facing them. Things happen, sounds happen, the camera faces them. So at 3 minutes 40, Doodle still kind of has the camera pointing at herself. So let's have a look.
Because you're the one that's drawn to this room, maybe it'll react with you.
Oh, maybe it wants me.
So these are whispered in the background.
Oh, maybe it wants me.
And have
Maybe it
kind of
wants me.
debunked that as themselves doing it. Yeah, rightly so.
Never know. I don't know what to say.
Stage fright.
So the camera is on Doodle
So
herself.
is there anyone at 30 East Drive with us tonight?
Quite a lot.
Who would like to speak to us?
Now the thing about that is, you need the camera to be on whatever's happening. If you've got an object set up for little experiments, or you're hearing noises, or there's temperature change, cold spots, hot spot, anything, the camera doesn't need to be on you. We don't need to see you. We're here to see a real investigation. And this goes on pretty much all the way through it. It is, how can I explain it? Very amateur. This is to get somebody's face on social media, to get people to recognize the face. We don't need that. We want to see what is going on. I'm going to skip it because there's a lot of Doodle's face here. As you can see, I'm just putting the cursor down the time bar. I'm going to go to 5:55, Doodle's face again. They hear noises. Let's check it out.
Because while you were talking, I could you moving around.
Could you maybe try and move something in the kitchen?
So that is one of the only few times Doodle has moved the camera away from her own face and is pointing it in towards the kitchen / living area. And another thing what got me as I watched this, nobody got up out the chair to go check it out. We would have done.
Or even appear in the doorway.
I'm going to move it to 7:05 or thereabouts. On the piano there is a Catball, and as I said earlier, as you saw it yourself, Doodle said there's no electronic devices, no electronics, and what they have got needs pressure for them to go off. If you look on our YouTube page, you will see there's a couple of videos about catballs, what can trigger a catball. Again, she is sat with debunkers. They should know this. This should not be used on a paranormal investigation. Shouldn't be using catballs. There's so many things what can influence a catball, and at the end of the day, it's just a cat toy. It's a cat ball. It's designed for cats to play with. They do just randomly flash, as well as other things what can trigger them off. You know, don't use cat balls. So I'm going to jump to 8:49. Again, a lot of Doodle and herself, just her face. 8:49. They hear a noise. Let's have a look.
Something in there.
Mm. I thought it was just the fridge.
No, it came from up this corner.
From the reports of this place, it's supposed to be very powerful. Can you show us some of that power?
Because our little click were in it. You got to talk shit to Fred.
I'm just going to stop it there. I do apologise for any bad language in this. I didn't know what was going to be on it or what was going to be said by these guys. Yeah, 8:49, they heard a noise. But again, Doodle is keeping the camera on herself. Nobody gets up out the chairs. Excuse me. Nobody goes and has a look. Now Doodle keeps filming herself until 10:22 on the timestamp. As you can see, I'm moving. It's just Doodle, and then you get a quick shot of the passage, and it's Doodle again. You know what we need to happen here is get the camera off yourself. It's such a bad habit, and I know a few of them do it, but it's like watching something like Most Haunted. They used to do it, and people used to shout at the TV. We want to see what's happening. We've heard a noise, put the camera on the noise. So it was a whole 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes, the camera was on herself when they'd heard a noise, and nobody got up again. I'm going to get forwarding it to 13 minutes and 20. I'm going to forward it quite a lot because there's a lot of this where they just sat about filming each other's faces, or she's filming her face, as you can see. I'm going to do it where Doodle actually gets up and goes. She goes to the toilet. She goes and sits in the toilet, so that is quite a distance down. There's a lot of her just filming herself again. 28 minutes and 50. So Doodle is sat in the toilet. Now I was watching this
in the family bathroom, and across from me, sat in the dark, is Lee.
This kind of goes on for 5 minutes or so, so there's nothing really to see there apart from Doodle. So I'm going to jump it to 36 minutes and 43. I was really hoping to see something paranormal because of the title of this video, a real investigation at 30 East Drive. But is it an investigation, and is it a real one? No, it's, you know, a couple of guys just sat there having a chat, socializing, which is good, but you know, I just need to point out some of these pointers. If Doodle is just starting herself, you know, there should be some guys that could be helping her get out of these bad habits before they start really bad. 36 minutes and 43. Somebody asked for something to be thrown, and Doodle keeps the camera on herself once this is asked, so if something was thrown, we wouldn't know if it was paranormal or if it was one of these guys doing it.
If you're throwing something at me, get me out of here.
Is that bad habit again of keeping the camera on herself. It does go on for 2 or 3 minutes like that. When this person asked for something to be thrown, maybe you should have panned the camera around so we could see what was going on. EMF meter on the floor.
Tube light is setting it off.
So we've established
That EMF meter is going off, and if you remember from the beginning, Doodle did say there is no electronics, and what electronics, I suppose, or what items they had was only set off by touch. This is a very basic EMF meter. Again, we have videos on EMF meters explaining why EMF meters go off. This particular one detects AC EM fields, which is alternating current, and that is pretty much everything man-made electronic will trigger this thing, everything. And this unit as well is not shielded, which again, anything could trigger this off. Radio signal, two-way radios, mobile phones, magnets, pretty much anything. I'm not saying they're doing that at all. I am not saying that. I'm just saying that this unit is unshielded. One of the reasons we use a tri-field meter, because you can kind of search for DC fields rather than AC, and only DC would trigger it. So a mobile phone or a two-way radio wouldn't trigger our EMF meter. And I do know the layout of this house as well. We have investigated it, as you will see down our page if you have a look. Do know where she's sat. I believe she sat in the bathroom. I'm sure it is, yeah. Let me just play it.
Will be those established that the tube lighting in the kitchen is setting off mega amounts of EMF.
So they were just saying then, there's tube lights in the kitchen. When they're turned on, they create a high EM field. They do. That is exactly correct. But they're not turned on. So, you know, it could possibly still be the wiring, but what I think is happening here, because they're in the bathroom, I have been in this area, you've got piping underneath that floor, and a lot of piping, if people don't know, have like somewhere like on a radiator with the hidden pipes, has an earth wire attached to it, and this kind of stops like shocks and things. But that is all what is triggering this. So I do not think this is the tube lighting, because sat in the bathroom there, I'm just let me see if they've got a light on in the bathroom other than a torch.
That's maxing, isn't it?
Yep.
It's not fluctuating either. Like he said, it is maxing. Yeah, it's hitting the high end, which is showing a strong energy field, AC field again, which is triggering this. And like I said, if it's not the wiring, it's the piping. They have earth wires attached to the piping, and they take out that charge, if you know what I mean. That they have to be earthed, and that is what I think is triggering this, not the tube lighting, because the lights aren't even on.
So you can actually understand why people experience
That level of EMF.
So I'm going to jump to 5444. Let me just find it, because as you can see, Doodle is on camera again. Fair enough, that's what she wants to do, but we don't want to see that. We're looking for paranormal activity or evidence of research in paranormal activity. Here we have another EMF. This is probably the worst kind of EMF you could use. I can't see what it says on it, but I am almost 100% sure this is a K2 meter, because of the way it looks. We have debunked K2 meters in the past. These are triggered by absolutely everything. Radio waves. If there's a taxi station in the area and they're using radios, this thing will go off. If there's a mobile phone turned on in anybody's pocket in the house, this thing will go off. Two-way radios, other electronic devices, and there is some up on the shelf there, or is it a table? I'm not sure, because she showed us these devices. They will trigger this thing. And again, the K2 is not shielded, which is why it goes off at everything, which means the circuit is not protected from all these outside influences coming in and making that circuit activate and the EMF go off.
Use this. I don't want to use this.
Don't use it. I wouldn't have taken that. I'm not sure if the other debunkers in there know that she's got a K2, but you know, if you watch this, please do not use a K2 meter. They're not designed for finding ghosts at all. They're designed for picking up EM fields, AC EM fields, which is alternating current. It's good maybe to do baseline readings with these. If you go around the plug sockets with them at the beginning of your investigation, you write down on a log report what kind of energy field those plug sockets are giving out, or light switches, TVs, microwaves, everything electronic. Do your sweep first with one of these. Fine, but don't ask a ghost to set it off. It's not going to happen. And if it goes off, it's something man-made making it go off. K2 meters are not designed for paranormal investigating unless you're possibly doing your initial sweep to see where the strong electronic AC EM fields are coming from. So as I'm going through this, there's a lot, as you can see, with Doodle and her face when she's asking things to happen and things. The camera is on her this is a bad habit, you know. Guys, please don't get into this habit. You know, you can be on your films, on your cameras if you want, that's up to you, but this is a bad habit for people wanting to watch you documenting claims of the paranormal. They don't want to see your face. You know, do an intro at the beginning, but then make it about the investigation. I was asked to do a review. I've done a review. That is my opinion. Please do not take this as a personal attack. I know there's debunkers out there that would love to fire back at me because I've done a video like this. It was not personal. It's just spotting amateur mistakes, what I thought other people could have corrected here on, and that's all it was. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you again real soon. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if there's any hatred, I'll just turn the comments off. Take care for now.